Action News 8.
Everybody's coming in here and they're buying lanterns, flashlights.
Good reason. Hurricane-force winds, flooding, and thousands still in the dark tonight. A nasty and dangerous winter storm wreaking havoc across California. Good evening, everyone. I'm Erin Clark.
I'm Dan Green. We are beginning tonight on the Storm Watch and this powerful winter storm that is really making a mess of the Central Coast and much of Northern California. Strong winds and heavy rain are making travel conditions very dangerous. Over 1 million people are without power in the Bay Area alone. Meantime, we have live team coverage. Felix Cortez is in Monterey, Phil Gomez in Santa Cruz, and we begin with our lead forecaster, Jim Vanderswan, who's been tracking this thing all the way through.
Yeah, it's a big one, really. Since 1950, this is one that we rate up at about a 9.0. There's only been about a dozen storms this strong in the central part of California.
All right, very good. Thanks, Jim. The roads are very dangerous with this kind of weather. Our Michelle Allen is in the traffic center with more on how traffic's going on the Central Coast.
Dan, we just got some good news from the CHP for folks who travel Highway 17.
All right, Michelle, thank you. Highway 1 in Monterey County had its share of problems as well today. Near Hurricane Point, Caltrans crews were on the lookout for mudslides. Some rocks and debris did tumble onto the roadway. They were cleared up as quickly as possible. However, Highway 1 was shut down off and on all day while crews cleaned up the storm debris. That was just one of many problems out on the Monterey Peninsula as trees crashed down on roads and, in some cases, fell onto houses. Many cases bringing down power lines with them. The problems were so severe that at least 2 cities went into emergency mode. Action News reporter Felix Cortez continues our team coverage. He's live in Monterey.
Well, Aaron, in Monterey today, there were at least 50 major incidents, especially during the afternoon rush hour. Aaron? All
right, Felix, thank you. In all, 8 California counties activated their emergency operations centers today.
Well, for many, it was really losing the power, as we saw in that report. Lights out for much of the Central Coast. Downtown Carmel and Pacific Grove, much of the day. The hardware store, Pacific Grove Hardware there, one of the few places that was open after much of PG lost the juice. They kicked on their generators, and the people just started pouring in.
Wind has also been blowing power lines down across the Tri-County area, leaving thousands in the dark. Most of downtown Carmel shut down today because they had no power. Here are the latest outage numbers from PG&E. Over 45,000 in Monterey County are in the dark. In Santa Cruz, numbers 44,000 customers. And at least 1,400 people are without power in San Benito County. In the Bay Area, almost 1 million PG&E customers are without power. At the height of the outages this afternoon, 1.2 million people were in the dark.
In fact, it was so bad for a while, the winds were. PG&E had to pull out all their crews that were working in the Santa Cruz Mountains until things died down just for their safety. A PG&E official tells us that heavy rains and those super strong winds have made it exceptionally difficult for them to restore electricity, and they're at it now, and they will be at it deep into the night, maybe well through the weekend. Action News reporter Phil Gomez continues our team coverage. He's live.
Well, you know, it seems almost strange not having the howling winds at your back. 17 homes had trees fall into them. Fortunately, no one was injured. In Santa Cruz, Phil Gomez, KSBW, Action News 8.
A lot of rain also causing some problems, swelling local rivers and streams. Here's what the San Lorenzo River looked like in Santa Cruz today. National Weather Service has already issued a coastal flood warning tomorrow for the entire Central Coast. It was a busy day for meteorologists at the National Weather Service as well. They doubled their staff today to make sure that they got out the most accurate information to the Central Coast as fast as they could. But despite the damage that this storm is causing, meteorologists say the wet weather is a good thing.
Live in Monterey, Stephanie Trong, KSBW Action News 8.
Well, they're going to need a lot more than that, though. While we are getting pounded by the wind and the rain, Northern California is really taking a hit as well. Strong winds blew over trees and power lines across Northern California. This is San Anselmo in the North Bay. Strong winds knocked out a tree, smashed a car there. Meantime, hurricane-force winds blew over a big rig on the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge this afternoon. That backed up traffic. Crews had to clean up the mess. Just to show you how dangerous the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge was today. Look at this. These pictures taken by the San Francisco Chronicle photographer Kim Komenich. Waves pounding the Marin County side of the bridge, getting dangerously close to crashing onto the roadway itself. CHP actually shut down the bridge for a little while today. It reopened at about 3:30 this afternoon.
Heavy rains trapped a man in the middle of a flooded river in San Jose today. This is the Guadalupe River where water overflowed its banks. Firefighters were called to rescue the man, who ended up trapped on a small island in the middle of the river. A fireman lowered himself down to the island on a cable from a bridge, then put a helmet on the man, and the two were lifted up to the top of the bridge. Safely, we might add. Powerful wind knocked down some scaffolding in San Francisco this morning. Weather has forced many things in the Bay Area to close down. One of those places was the San Francisco Zoo, which of course just reopened to the public yesterday after a fatal tiger mauling on Christmas Day.
Strong winds, heavy snow up in the Sierra. Donner Pass, well, it's a mess up there. People were warned not to drive up there, and it looks like most people did heed that warning. People that didn't have four-wheel drive are required to have chains, but snowplows and Caltrans have been busy cleaning up 80 streets around town all day long. Several feet of snow expected in the Sierra. It's going to take them a while to clear out. Red Cross opened a shelter in Truckee for anybody who was in need of shelter or food. Getting there was the hard part. In Southern California, in Orange County, mandatory evacuations for 1,000 homes in 4 fire-scorched canyons. There is no brush there to actually hold mud, so the concern is that this could just turn into a big mess. Forecasters predicting up to 4 inches of rain there. People will have until 7 o'clock tonight to get out. Comprehensive coverage of the storm, by the way, on our website anytime. You can get current conditions, look at live returns from the Doppler radar, live pictures from our Skycam 8 network, links to the Santa Cruz and Monterey County Public Works web pages and local road closures, all there at the weather tab at the KSBWchannel.com.
Coming up tonight on Action News, the latest American unemployment numbers are out. Do they show a recession is just around the corner? We'll take a closer look.
First he was kidnapped, then he was returned to the SPCA. A happy homecoming, finally, for Tiny Tim.
And now that the Iowa caucuses are behind them, top presidential candidates looking to New Hampshire. We'll have more on that.
Now at 6:30 on Action News 8.
Top story at 6:30, weather through Denver somewhere. Millions across the country are taking to the roads and the skies to travel this holiday weekend.
AAA expects 31 million travelers will hit the highways this year, and that could be a record. Here's a live look at 2 Central Coast highways. On the left, you can see traffic moving pretty smoothly on Highway 1 near Seaside. That picture courtesy of Skycam 8 Monterey. On the other side of your screen, you can see traffic flowing at the Highway 117 interchange near Santa Cruz. Now, that's different from 5 o'clock.
A whole lot better.
Yeah, 5 o'clock was all jammed up, so that has cleared nicely. Many motorists in the Bay Area got an early start to traveling today. Bay Area freeways jammed all morning with holiday travelers and commuters alike. This video of the Golden Gate Bridge taken earlier this afternoon. BART is trying to lighten the load on travelers by doubling the amount of long-term parking spaces in their lots through the holiday weekend. Despite heavier traffic, there were no major incidents today that snarled holiday traveling. That's the good news. CHP is ready to handle more travelers on state roadways this long holiday weekend. Local office in Salinas says they are sending nearly 100% of their workforce patrolling local roadways through Sunday. Clearly, gas prices are not keeping many off the roads this year. Compared with the state last year, a gallon of unleaded fuel has gone up 92 cents in California. On the Central Coast, gas has gone up $1. In Salinas, gas has risen from $2.51 to $3.51 in the past year. And in Santa Cruz, gas is now $3.47, up from $2.47 a year ago. AAA expects 38 million Americans will travel 50 miles or more for the Thanksgiving holiday.
If you're traveling out of San Jose Airport, stand by. Very important news for you. And as people hit the roads and go into the Air Transport Association says 27 million are going to fly this holiday. Monterey Airport says wasn't too bad today. Passengers were able to get there early. More on how the holiday travel is going for the rest of the country now from Action News reporter Sally Kidd. Okay, now, if you're traveling out of San Jose Mineta International this holiday season, you want to check our website first, because we've posted a link to the airport's page where you can get a coupon to save $3 a day. $3 a day, that can add up on long-term parking. As you know, the long-term parking at Mineta San Jose Airport is like in Mountain View, if I'm not mistaken. We've posted the link on the As Seen On section of our website, theKSBWchannel.com.